but also accessing goods and services because we transact through the internet. And so it is important to really interrogate how these decisions were made, whether they're legal, and whether we can now count ourselves as part of those nations that now will start really normalizing internet shutdowns. We understand that freedom of expression is not absolute. Access to information is not absolute. There may be times when these rights may be limited. But even under our constitution and international law, freedom of expression, access to information, the right to protest may be limited. But if it is provided by law expressly, if that limitation pursues a legitimate aim, for example, national security and public order or public health, and if that limitation is necessary and proportionate. So was it proportionate? Those are the questions that we seek to ask and to have answered. Yes.
Do you feel it was?
We feel that it was not proportionate. And first of all, it was not clear how that decision was made. You know, governance is not an arbitrary thing. Especially under our new constitution, everything should be done in a procedural manner, in a transparent manner. And in fact, the Constitution, Article 24, mandates the person who's seeking to limit any right to justify that limitation. It's not even the rights holder. It's a person who's seeking to limit, to justify that limitation. Yeah.
If I may borrow your microphone. Thank you for that, Bridget. And both Hilda and Bridget, based on your platform, who you represent, and as you introduce yourself, not to defend your qualifications, we know it is there, but Hilda, first things first, Sababu, as reporters, as journalists, we know to say alleged shutdown if we don't have proof that it actually happened.
Yes.
So the question is, was there a shutdown on June 25th?
I would say allegedly, but I would say there was a partial shutdown. So there are three different types of shutdowns. There's a total shutdown, which is where everything that is reliant on the internet, telecommunication services are completely cut off. So you're kind of shut off completely from the rest of the world. And then there's a partial shutdown where specific websites or apps are blocked. So we've seen here in Kenya, during the national examinations, Telegram will be blocked off. The June 25th protests where there was some sort of internet throttling. And also there's a particular type of shutdown, like the use of the social media tax in Uganda, where you have to pay for something. You have to pay for the internet in order to access the apps. So that's for a specific subset. So partial shutdowns can be for specific apps, websites, regions. The whole point is to block people from accessing information. And we have throttling where the speeds are significantly reduced. So from 4G to 3G or 2G. So leading up to June 25th, there was a slowdown, there was throttling. And people would wonder, is it because there's a network overload, something that you see maybe typically at a concert where there's so many people on the same network, or was there a particular shutdown? And the claims were that undersea cables were interfered with. But upon probing from companies such as Cloudflare and the Open Observatory on Network Interference, it was clear that this was not a technical failure or a technical outage, but intentional interference with the internet. Yeah.
And to just highlight on that, because CAK gave a statement before that, and Safaricom, of course, said that there was undersea cable. In such a case, what are the first steps that you would take from where you stand?
To determine if there's a shutdown?
Yes.
There are a couple of tests that you can run. The easiest for literally anyone to do is just to see, is this working on my Wi-Fi? Is this working on my mobile network? Is this on just one app? Is it across all apps? maybe enable a VPN, a virtual private network. So this allows you to have, so your internet traffic is encrypted, and it allows so the servers to which your phone connects to are in a different location from where you are. So once you connect to a VPN, you can kind of try to determine, if you're able to connect, then it means it's blocked. So for example, if you go to, say, Ethiopia, you will not be able to access maybe Twitter without a VPN. So that was the first step. Maybe Bridget can add to this.
Go ahead.
Yep, thank you. First of all, my name is Bridget Tandere. I work with Access Now, a digital rights org. We also house the Keep It On Coalition, where we track internet shutdowns around the world. What I will mention, first of all, before I even get into how to detect a shutdown, is that in 2023, there were 283 shutdowns in the world, up from 201 in 2022. So we have a problem, right? We have a big problem in our hands. And another interesting thing to note is I think it was 63 shutdowns related to protests. This was the #2 trigger around the world. So Mark asked a very interesting question that he has to say allegedly, but would we say there was a shutdown? In my expert opinion, in my formed opinion, there was an internet shutdown. Looking at the traffic, looking at the circumstances around what was happening, it would appear to me that there was a shutdown. That is neither here nor there. The evidence is there, the facts are there, but of course it will be denied, right? They will say it was an undersea cable cut or whatever.